Hello, everybody. This is Damon Lewis, and welcome to the Astral Podcast. I am excited today because more people are starting to listen. And if you have heard the last episode. This is my 4th episode, and if you heard the 3rd episode, I gave out my email and was asking people to get in contact with me, and somebody did. So I'll get to that in a second. But so I hope you guys, people, everyone listening, are having a great day today. And if you also want to reach out, I'll give you my email now, and I'll give you my email contact at the end too, so you can write it down. So the email address for the podcast is TheAstralWorldPodcast at gmail.com. And you can reach out if you have questions. Maybe I won't be able to answer the questions, but I'm working on having guests, and I can compile all of the most popular questions and see if they can give some answers. And you can also reach out if you are an expert yourself, if you know what you're doing, and you want to share your experiences, even if you're just starting, and if you don't have questions, but you just want to share your experiences and tell them what you're doing. And, I'm open to anything. And one thing also about, just as a side note, this is the 4th podcast, and I'm sure that people have noticed, if they were listening to the last 3, that there's like a whooshing sound in the background. I do apologize for a little bit of the poor audio quality. I'm actually recording, just a little behind-the-scenes action. I'm recording in my car, and there's cars going by. So I hope I can get, I'll make a better space for myself, and hopefully that doesn't distract you too much from the podcast. So let me get to this email. Andrew is the person that emailed, and he was nice enough to let me share this email with you. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of it, and I won't read the whole thing because it's a little long, and I just want to get to the parts of it where he talks about his experience and the stuff that he does for lucid dreaming. So Andrew writes and says, as long as I can remember, I've had these experiences. Astral projection doesn't come naturally. On the other hand, as long as I spend a few weeks with reality checks and writing down my dreams, I can consciously have a lucid dream about once a week. I've been off and on with it for a couple years now. Recently, I've got interested in it again, and that's how I discovered your podcast. My goal is to have lucid dreams and astral projections at will. It's my goal too. That's exactly what I want. I want to have lucid dreams and lucid dreams and podcasts. That's funny. Lucid dreams and astral projections at will. That's what I want, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people are also, wanting to be able to achieve themselves. So Andrew continues and says, in regards to lucid dreaming, my most successful method is to look at my hands as a reality check and make sure I tell myself to write down all my dreams at night. In all my dreams, my hands are distorted. I've been the most successful doing this reality check every time my hands are in front of my face. In my opinion, it's very important to write down all your dreams despite how tired you may be in the morning. Very good point. There's lots of different methods out there that people talk about in many different books. And I think that's one of the challenges that I have had personally, is because which one do you choose? And you may start doing one, and maybe you don't get some results, and then you try another one, and then you can get into kind of a pattern of you try this, you try that, and maybe it's better to just stick with one for a long enough time. I'm not exactly sure. So I'd like to, hear from more people to see if, how long they stuck with it, what worked for them, and we can kind of get an idea, all of us together, kind of get an idea of maybe which ones are working best, which ones maybe aren't working as well. It definitely helps with astral projection and lucid dreaming to always write your dreams down in a journal. That's kind of a must. Everybody recommends that one, no matter what, because if you don't remember, later on when you get up and you walk around and you're doing all your day-to-day activities, you might think that you'll remember your dream or your lucid, your astral projection, but you'll eventually forget. And the best time to write it down is as soon as you wake up, as soon as it happened. Maybe you don't even sit up. Maybe just roll over if you have a nightstand, if you have a night light, or I actually went online and I bought these pens that have a light that comes out of them, or you can get a book light, or whatever works for you. Just that's the number one thing that everybody recommends, and I recommend it as well. Because I've had some successes myself. I've actually had at least one success using that same hand technique as Andrew, where I've spent, up to maybe a month or more doing reality checks, checking my hands, and in a dream, I did that same reality check, looked at my hands, and my hands started to disappear. And maybe your hands do something different in your lucid dream, but you'll just the motion of looking at your hands for some reason kind of gives you a little more awareness. And if you look through enough books, you'll kind of find the origin. I can't remember where it started, but this method, I believe, goes back a long way of checking and looking at your hands. So yeah, that's doing the journals. And if you want to try the hand method, see if that works for you. I also I saw on a lucid dreaming thread online, people were doing challenges. So maybe that would be a good thing as well. So I want to challenge anybody who's listening, who is interested in lucid dreaming, learning to do it themselves, to at least write down your dreams every day for 30 days minimum. And here there's going to be like a little carrot and a stick for yourself. This is what I did when I started to write them all down. I gave myself a reward and I gave myself kind of a punishment. So the reward is, if you write down every single day 1 through 30 or whatever your month that you're in, you'll feel good about accomplishing that goal. That should be the reward in itself, is that you successfully wrote down the 30 days. And the punishment is, or the I don't know if you want to call it punishment, whatever. But if you miss a day, for whatever reason, the consequence, what you need to do, my challenge will be that you start over, right? Okay, so instead of getting all the way 30 through, if at 20 you miss a day, start right from the beginning. And see if you can start all over again, doing 1 through 30. You got to get those 30 days in a row. And again, send it, let me know how you did. Send me an email, tell me if you got that 30 days. And maybe as an extra reward, the people who do it, I'll give you a shout out. I'll shout you out on the podcast and say, yeah, these people did the 30-day challenge. And if that's something that would feel good to get a little recognition, I'll definitely do that. So yeah, I don't have any guests as of yet. I've reached out to some people. When I do have guests, the podcast will get a little longer. Maybe appreciate them being longer. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'd love to hear back from you. I just started a Facebook page, which Andrew recommended. And the Facebook page is very new. I just deleted my personal page. I wasn't too happy with, how Facebook used my information and all that kind of stuff. So I decided personally, I just wanted to, get rid of all my information online with Facebook. But as far as the podcast, I started a new account. So I'll give you the information for that. Actually, you can just search on Facebook for the Astral World Podcast and hopefully find it. And you can also, once you find the podcast, if you want to send me a friend request too, we can message back and forth if you'd like, and we could start a dialogue. We can kind of do group dialogues, and we'll figure out ways to communicate with each other that help you and empower you, and kind of give the feedback loop that I've been talking about, so we can all kind of help each other and work together to get towards our goals. So we can all get towards our goals, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping with this podcast is that, by episode 100, episode 200, whatever it takes, whatever work I have to put in, that you're able to see the progress and we can kind of do it together. So people who are just starting out and they can go through all the podcasts and hear the suggestions, hear what's working, see what's working with me, see what's working with other people, and we can get that sense of community to push us forward. And if you, the listener, if people are reaching out and they need a community of people to kind of get encouragement from, that's what the Facebook page will be for, so that we can talk to each other and give each other support. So with all that being said, I'll give you the email address one more time. The email address is TheAstralWorldPodcast@gmail.com. Reach out, and I hope to have some guests, and maybe I'll talk about some more specific stuff, and maybe I'll start talking about, if I can't get guests right away, maybe I'll just start reviewing individual books, and I'll read one book at a time and review it for you and see what you think about that particular book, the astral projection book or lucid dream book, and see what they say about techniques. And maybe that'll be a little bit longer of a podcast as well, talking about a specific book. But so yeah, that's it for today. I really appreciate you listening. I'm very happy that more people are listening, and I hope you're getting something from it. I hope it's serving you well to hear a little encouragement about myself or about other people. And I hope you have a great day. This has been The Astral World. My name is Damon Lewis. All right. Hope you have a great day. Bye.